Hello everyone, I'm Fire of the Spirit, and today, if you don't know, is a very special Marian feast day. It's the Feast of the Assumption of Mary, where Mary's body was brought up into heaven to be united again with her soul. And this is a very special feast day to me, as my favorite Marian feast day of all time. So I just wanted to talk about this today in the video, but I'm actually going to start with the Feast of the Immaculate Conception of Mary. And as Catholics, what we believe is that Mary was conceived without the stain of original sin on her soul. That way, when the time came, she would be able to be a perfect tabernacle for Jesus. And this actually makes a lot of sense, because if we look back in the Old Testament, there was this thing called the Ark of the Covenant. And what that was it was a special place for the Jewish people to put things that were really important to them. But like divinely important to them, such as the 10 Commandments given to Moses. So the people who were carrying the Ark of the Covenant had to be sanctified. That was a requirement. So how much more so then would Mary, mother of the Son of God, have to be sanctified in order that she could bear the Son of God in her womb? So stemming from her freeness from original sin, the fact that she had Jesus in her womb, so that physical proximity to God, and that she had the closest relationship to him as a mother to her son. Mary had this freeness from sin and its effects on her life. She had this ability to see things in a vision that wasn't clouded by by a lot of the temptations and sins that cloud our judgment. Sure, she had temptations, but the fact that she didn't have the stain and effects of sin on her life, she was able to look past them and to focus her eyes on God, which is why she had such a beautiful obedience and purity. So, therefore, it is fitting that when her life on earth came to a close, Mary was assumed into heaven, because the grave, the corruption of the grave, is an effect of our sin, and is an effect of original sin. That's coming back from Genesis, from Adam and Eve, and from that first fall. And I do say assumed and not ascended, because Mary did not ascend into heaven because she did not herself have the power to do that. God was the one who brought her body up to heaven to be reunited with her soul. And so, because she did not have that stain of original sin, it's fitting that she wouldn't have had to suffer the corruption of the grave, because that sin was not on her soul, that mark was not on her soul, and never had been. And as of right now, we only know of 2 people's bodies in heaven, and that's Jesus and Mary. And that's why we celebrate the Assumption of Mary. So today, instead of ending with a quote, I have actually a special request, and so for the past month or so, I've been doing my 33 days to morning glory consecration to Jesus through Mary, and you're supposed to end on a Marian feast day. So since this was my favorite one, I'm ending on this one. So today is my consecration day, and I just ask that you guys pray for me as I go out and live out this consecration, and just pray that I can keep this going and keep this momentum going, and I am praying for all of you. So thanks for watching. I'm Fire of the Spirit. God bless.